Welcome back to Primitive Organic Garden. I'm going to get out here kind of early this morning so I could still see some of the bottle gourd flowers. They tend to only be open in the nighttime and very early morning hours. Anyway, I'm going to take a more detailed look at some of the things in the garden. I like the aerial view to see kind of the overall of what's going on, but it's nice to get a little bit of a more detailed view. I think we already did a video about bottle gourds, so I'm not going to film all 24 of these, but anyway, some of the vines are now starting to dry down, which is what I want. I want the gourds to dry on the vine. Just hopefully it won't stay so wet. We've had quite a bit of rain in the last week. Seems like every time I put down fire ant killer, I check the forecast and there's no chance of rain, and then I put down fire ant killer and it rains. Well, it's rain, now I gotta cut the grass again. It's a pretty lemon tree. Got a couple of cowpeas coming up. Made a little sand garden for some stuff that doesn't like it wet. Got a squash and a zinnia. Quite a few zinnias up here. I think I really like those. I'm finally at the point where I have enough garden space that I can afford to plant flowers. They always seemed more like a luxury to me in the past, but I also feel like they're more justified in terms of attracting beneficial insects to the garden than I previously realized. So, yeah, should be getting lots of new flower blossoms pretty soon. Got another lemon tree. Got a new grapefruit tree. Mosquitoes are bad. Gotta transplant some more tomatoes and flowers and roselle. Been keeping these tomatoes in the shade because it's honestly just too hot for them outside in the sun most days. Might put them out in the sun in like mid-September, but I think they're gonna stay in the shade until September. Got some more citrus trees. Some more tomatoes in the shade. Tomatoes in the shade. Some more tomatoes in the shade. Blueberries in the shade. We're not doing well with the heat and the sun. Something knocked over my asparagus. I'm really pleased with the bell peppers. This is my first year getting a pretty serious bell pepper harvest. And I'm gonna have lots and lots of bell peppers. They're not particularly giant. I haven't pumped them full of fertilizer, but there are a very large number of them. Probably 40 on that one plant. This plant seems to produce different shaped peppers, but they're pretty cool. Oh my god, the mosquitoes are awful out here. I really wanted to just do a quick walkthrough to kind of show y'all what is going on. I need to clean this up today. These are these microton cherry tomatoes I'll never plant again because they're so tiny and hard to harvest, but this is a good box for some fall squash and then some winter radishes. There's a new bird nest in this loquat tree. I just heard him scuffling around. My dwarf tamarillo trees seem to be doing pretty good. This one's about to start fruiting. Hugelkultur has a sunchoke that's going nuts. Oh, check out the Malabar spinach. The ground cherries are getting big, but they're not really producing a whole lot of fruits yet. The Malabar spinach has just really performed well this year with all the high temperatures starting in May. It's just got, I don't know, a couple 100 feet of vines everywhere. Another tomato in the shade. This is my pineapple tomatillo patch. This is probably what I'm most excited for this year. I've never grown these or eaten them. I have maybe 5 plants in a raised bed, and then another one in a container, and then 2 in this big clay pot, and then another 2 in that little Christmas tree planter. But, more tomatoes in the back, roselle, there's parsnips scattered everywhere. Oh, I found a volunteer tomato back here in the compost pile. There's also some volunteer mustard and radishes, a bunch of volunteer avocado trees, volunteer Malabar spinach, blackberries, volunteer carrots, volunteer collard greens, and as usual, the compost pile's got some of the nicest looking, healthiest, most well-fed plants that are around. Caught some weed trying to go to seed here. Not sure what that is, but I think I caught it in time. Another volunteer Malabar spinach plant. Beautiful. I like the green variety a lot better than the red in terms of its taste and its texture, its features, but the red one's very pretty to look at. A mosquito fest. I got leaf-footed bugs all over my cowpeas, but it doesn't seem to be a huge problem. But I'm very excited to start picking cowpeas, pick them green, cook them like green beans, as well as let some of them dry out and shell them and cook them. Got some elephant ears in the back and some mustard and more okra, of course. And there's a lot more cowpeas down there in the tomatillo patch. The tomatillo patch is loaded with fruits right now. These are my tallest sunchokes. I'm pretty excited about these. Gotta come out here and pick okra every day now. What a chore. Sunchokes are just having a ball. It's gonna be a staple crop for me from now on. It just does so well. Add that to my list of staples, like, what are my staples? Collard greens, okra, daikons. I got sunchokes added to the list. I'm hoping when the temperatures cool down, this bean patch will reflower and produce well. It's in the shade. Alright, there's more stuff out here to look at, but I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, and it's about to get hot anyway. But thank you all for tuning in to Primitive Organic Garden today. The little farm dog. Did you get wet? A little herb garden with chives up here. Love the chives. Some lemon basil. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in today, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend gardening. Oh, there's a volunteer grape.